Hi Flosstube, it is Helen D. I hope you're all having a good day. For me, today is Tuesday, September 14th. It's finally feeling like mid-September. It was like 52 this morning when we woke up. It's like 60 now, and I don't think it's supposed to even hit 70 today, which for me is just perfect. The salt is coming out of the salt shaker, and the bathroom door will almost close. The house shifts when we get humidity. And a lot of people suggested when I talked about my salt putting rice in there, it's a grinder, and I don't want rice bits in my food. So I just suffered through, but now the salt is flowing freely again. Yeah, it feels like I just did a video. I guess with school back in session, the time is just going quickly, and I did film the strawberry tutorial last week. So school routines, this is our third week. So we had 2 4-day weeks, and then this is a 5-day week. So far so good. They've actually started doing stuff. There's been homework. They're doing world languages this year, so I think it's the first semester. I know right now they're doing French. I believe it's French, Spanish, German, like little mini lessons. And he's like, well, you took French. Do you know this? Do you know this? I'm like, buddy, I took French 25 years ago, and I was terrible at it then. Just because my maiden name is very French does not mean I speak French. So I have a lot to show today. I have all the fully finishing to show today. There'll be a lot of things. So first of all, I want to just thank everyone for the strawberry tutorial. I know a lot of people have had a chance to watch it. I never really know if I'm explaining things well, so I'm always glad to hear that people think it took some of the intimidation out of doing something different. That's my goal. I only finish right for myself. I've gotten better the more I do it. But like this year I did a drum for the first time, right? This year actually, or last year, I did a strawberry for the first time. So just try it. You can always try it with cotton fabric if you don't want to jeopardize your stitching. This one was the first one I did, and my cap is not perfect. I didn't sew it on right. You can see, like, I should really just snip it off and sew it back on. But I've gotten better as I've done them, so. All right, because I have all the fully finishes, I thought we would start with regular finishes and whips, because I have 1 regular finish and 3 whips and all the fully finishes. So we will start. This one's gonna need something behind it. This was my car project. This is called House Guests, and it's a little ornament by Satsuma Street. She sells them on her website and on other websites. You can get them from your LNS as a full kit with the floss and the beads and the perforated paper. I had perforated paper. I have plenty of extra beads, so I just bought the chart, and it's all DMC. I just bought the chart. Their eyeballs are actually sequins with a bead through them. So this is really cute. I still need to cut it out and figure out how to put the felt on the back. So that's my next challenge. I posted a picture on Instagram, and someone reached out to me, thank you, to say that I had not crossed half a row of stitches up there. So I was very grateful for that. I pulled the floss back out and got that done. So that is my finish. Whips, because that was my car project, I needed a new car project. I haven't started any ornaments yet this year. Usually I'm a little better about keeping up on those. So I thought ornaments would be perfect for the car. So I pulled out 2x2 2 from the Prairie Schooler. I had picked this up to make some ornaments because we went to the Cincinnati Zoo this year. I thought these would be good for this year. I pulled all the colors in their DMCs. and they were a little dark for me. I know some people don't like to change prairie schooler colors. Doesn't bother me one bit. So I'm brightening it up. I thought I would start with the flamingos for no other reason than I'm going to use the colors that Kathy Haberman used in her flamingo charts last year. She has those Christmas flamingos, which I stitched, and the colors were great. So I thought, well, if I just use those, then I don't have to think about it. So I'm gonna start with that one. So here it is, that's my start. And I'm using 32 count light blue Lugana. I had a piece that you'll see on my next project, and this was the scrap left over. I'm basically an Ada stitcher, though I am branching out a little bit into the Lugana. I was doing some pieces that needed over 1. So I tried the 25 count. I could see it just fine. The only problem with the 25 count is then everything is really big. So when I started doing the strawberries, I tried a piece of 32 count, so it'd be equal to a 16. And what I found for me, with my bad eyesight, if it's not hand-dyed, and I really like the Zweigart, I like the weight of it, I can see the holes just fine. So I have branched out. I actually have quite a few things today that are on Lugana. So there's that one. So that's my car project, which has been getting a lot of love in the pickup line and at tennis. Because I didn't have a berry going, I needed to fix that. So I started Scary Berry by Erica Michaels. This was the first berry chart I bought, and then I didn't stitch it because I was scared of finishing it. And then Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42, stitched it and finished it, and hers was great, and I still didn't stitch it. Then I tried this freebie. This was a freebie chart, and I'll link it below. She put it out for Be Well and Stitch last year. So I thought, well, I'll try this and make sure I'm not gonna mess it up. And now I'm addicted. So this one is on the other piece of that light blue Lugana. There's cat hair on it. So there's where I'm at. I'm close. I've got the rest of the witch, and then this like little graveyard with a couple more pumpkins comes down to a point. I love this little like wispy ghosty ghost over there. So that one's coming along. I'm using, first of all, can we just, on that moon, the way she swirled it and the color she chose, I love it. I did have to change, I didn't have the called for the tombstones, so I just picked a gray that showed up. So that's that one. My berries live in my bag from Quilting with Nico. I love this bag. It's my favorite bag. It's huge, holds all my things, and it has a handle. I like these vinyl bags. I can't make them. They're too much. They're too much for me. And then the other project is also a new start. Now I know I've been talking about trying to get down below 10 whips, which I have done. I by no means meant to stay below 10 whips. I just wanted to get below 10 of my older whips that were lingering. 10 of my lingering whips to either decide that I'm done with that one and I don't want to finish it in a smaller way, or finish it. So I did definitely get below that 10 lingering whips. Now I can have more whips. So this one I always feel bad when I'm showing something that's out of print, but this is an out of print chart that hopefully will get re-released at some point. I'm borrowing it, and I'm a terrible chart borrower. Just keep that in mind. If you're ever gonna, I'm a terrible chart borrower. I should have started this ages ago. This is Winter Wonderland by Blackbird Designs. This is my favorite Blackbird chart. I love the animals. I don't love the colors, and I think that's why I didn't start it. I'm not an uber red girl, and I pulled the colors in the greens. I mean, this was charted in 2010, and die lots have changed. the greens that it called for just didn't call to me. So I hadn't started it because I think I just wanted to change it, but I didn't know to what. And it was too much work for my brain to figure it out. So now I'm like, all right, I gotta get this done, which means I have to get it started. So I went through, I found a piece of fabric, and then I've repicked colors. So I'm stitching this on a 32 count Vintage Stormy Night, which is a printed fabric, so the holes don't shrink, but it has that hand-dyed effect. And it's just a nice gray. I didn't have any gray Aida that was giving me the look I wanted. And then when I got this piece, I thought, well, that's it. So I kept the colors for the animals. And then I'm changing, like, the green on the chart, it's 2 different greens. I just went with one. The trees are different. I just went with one. My house will have blues instead of reds. And that's about it. So some of mine are color and cotton. They're everything. They're Victorian motto. They're whatever I had. I have messed this border up 14 times. I've unpicked, I've re-put in, I've re-put in the wrong place and unpicked again. I don't know what it is. So I have a working copy, obviously, because it's a borrowed chart. I am highlightering and still messing up. So take that for what it's worth. So hopefully this one will get done. I'd like to get it done by November. So we'll see. All right. Sorry, I'm just shoving that one back in its housing unit so that I don't use it. And that is my whips. That's kind of what I've currently been working on. And I think they'll stay my whips for a bit. Didn't put the chart back in there. The strawberry I don't have much more on, and then I should get back to Wonderland and try and finish that up. All right. FFOs, fully finishes. Let's start with berries, which if you've watched the strawberry tutorial, you'll have already seen them. So I finished 3 of my berries. I did my Halloween berry and I had 2 fall berries. So this is Yikes Berry. This one is on 18 count Jewel from Picture This Plus, which is the called for. I actually used the called for on this. And I had a couple people ask in the video, can you stitch berries on Aida? Absolutely. This one's Aida. This one's Aida. The only thing to look out for is some of the charts, the Erica Michaels charts, which are the ones I've mostly been doing. They're the ones I've been doing, not mostly been doing. Some of them have over 1 stitching. You could do the over 1 as backstitch. You just have to figure it out. You could leave it off, but just keep that in mind. Because other than that, absolutely you can do them on Aida. This is Fall Bounty Berry. See those the words on this one are over 1. So there's that one. I've got a little acorn pen. This was the top of this one. And then, oops, this one I just squished. This was the Bristol Berries 2 berry that I changed the colors and made it like a fall berry. And I have just another Button Company pins and a little ball, a little wool ball that I had. I just stuck a pin in it. So that one's done. That's the top of that one. So there's the berries. Now, when I pulled out my fall and Halloween stuff, I had like 3 or 4 things that I was like, you know what? This isn't doing it for me anymore. As I just said, when you start doing things and finishing things, the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And the more different ways you'll have to do things. So I had 4 things that I just wasn't loving anymore. I took them apart and I redid them. These were all on sticky board, and I decided to make them all pillows. Once you've put them on the sticky board, you're limited because I just don't have a lot of border around the edge to work with. So I pulled them all off and I made them all pillows. So this one, this is Country Cottage Needleworks, and I think it's actually called Here Kitty Kitty, but I don't remember. I just made that one a pillow. I sewed the rickrack in so that it just kind of peeks out. I'm a little wonky there on the bottom, but it's the bottom that's going to be squished down. I know this one was on an 18 count, and I think it's Serene. It's a light pink. And I made my kitties in here, my older kitties. So I had my kitty Abby, my kitty Pud, and this was Ruby with his blue collar. And then it's funny because I stitched this before we have the girls. But this is their coloring right here. So it's like they're in there too. And a third one, so obviously I need another cat. So there's that one. This one is Bent Creek Harvest. And I just added some fabric and a little piece of twill tape. And it's the same on the back. I used pom-pom trim on this one, the Lady Dot pom-pom trim. And then the other one, I think this is called Little Pumpkin on the Vine. And it's by Heart and Hand. I used a piece of twill tape on that as well. And then when I watched Made by Michelle McGraw, lightning moment, she used these pins. They're called loop pins to put like little charms or things on. And I thought that was genius. So I went on the old Amazon and I bought a lifetime supply of loop pins for like $7. So they were inexpensive. There's like black and silver, gold, copper, antique something or other. There's like 5 different colors in there. So I used one on that. So those are the redos. Then I have 2 things back from the framer. I don't frame very much because it's expensive. So I wanted to frame Pixels That Made Us. And I'd been keeping an eye out for when framing went on sale. It was a Sunday morning. We were goofing off, drinking my coffee, and I saw in my email that I had a 70% off coupon for Michaels. Expired that day. We happened to be going to my parents'. My light almost just fell. Oh, it is falling. You can see it in my glasses. So we were going to my parents'. I'm like, okay, I'm ironing. I took 2 pieces. I took more than that, but 2 of them I couldn't find frames that I really liked. I thought I'll get frames and then I'll just order the frame and frame it myself. But I couldn't find frames that I liked. They had a very slim pickings on white frames, so those will have to wait. One of the pieces I have framed had buttons that I had never sewn on, so I'm like frantically sewing buttons on. But I did it, and they're back. So, up first is the Pixels That Made Us, or the Gamer Style. So I went with a really simple black frame for this, with no mats, because when I hang this on the nerd wall, that's kind of the look everything else has, and I wanted it to match. This is by Pick Stitch. If you're interested in this piece, you can email Justin at Pick Stitch, and I know I put his information on my last video, because I believe you still make a donation to Child's Play and email him the receipt, and now you just get the whole chart. And then the other piece I took, I was planning on just doing the frame, but then with the coupon, having them do the stretching wasn't much more, so I went with it. And I didn't have them put glass in, but they messed up and put glass in anyway. And it was the good glass, so bonus. This is Tingles. Finally, if you've been watching me for any length of time, I stitched this in 2019. And I'm just now getting it framed. So I went with this frame that has like these like ancient screws in it. I thought it just looked creepy enough. That actually hangs on this wall back there, but I took it down to show you. So I'm happy with them. They did a great job. I've had things done there before. And that's it. That was a lot of finishes. So before we do giveaways, I'm gonna mix it up and we're mixing everything up today. It's all backwards. And do purchases because I do have a few. Some of my expo purchases have come in. First of all, this was part of the Sip and Stitch box from Primrose Cottage Stitches. They did a box, a Halloween box. It has a cat-proof lid. So that's working out well. With that came this little chart and the floss pack. They gave us two of each, but I wouldn't think you'd need 2 skeins for that. It's not that big. 82 by 68. We'll see. I haven't got to it yet. So I have that. Carla from Cobweb Corner, when we do giveaways, she sends a couple charts for me as well. So this time I picked out the Lick the Bowl. I really like the little extra one that you need all 3 charts for. It's got the conversions on it because I'm not very good at knowing my conversions. And Heart and Hands Halloween Square Dance 2. So I got those from Carla at Cobweb Corner. So then I ordered expo things. I spread the love and I pre-ordered from 3 stores. 2 of them are in, 1 I'm waiting on. So Penny at the Daily Stitcher, I got Square Dance 3. So now I have to decide, I think I want to do them all together. And I need to decide what configuration. And I also I just needed a bunch of flosses. So I got those from Penny. And then I did an order with Abby at Top Knot Stitcher. And I got, this wasn't an expo technically release. Plum Street didn't do expo, but it's their fall release. Look at that acorn. It's like a tiny strawberry. So I got that one. And then I managed to limit myself to 1 Erica Michaels release. This one was my favorite. So this is called The Moon is Full. So it has 3 charts. It has this big one. I love that pillow too. And it has the berry. Oh, the berry's on the back. So, and this one's out of, I was looking at it, so it's out of its thing, so it showed up well. I would love to stitch at least the berry, if not the berry and the small pillow this year. We'll see. And then Abby had this set of pins. So I threw that on there, and I might throw one of these on Yikes and just use them. And Abby included in all of hers a copy of the Meow the Merrier chart that she did called Sunflower Cat. So that's what I got in from Abby and Penny. Here's a plane, which reminds me, after I did my last video, my last regular video, I know I'm always talking about the noise in my neighborhood. The Blue Angels flew overhead. They were the next town over for an air show, and we're right in the loop. So that would have been something. So the other order I did was from Double Cross Stitcher on Etsy, and Andrea, the owner of that, she messaged me and said she's waiting on one thing. Fine, it's not like I'm gonna start things right away. So when those charts come in, I'll show you those. Okay, giveaways. We'll do last week's giveaways. Got a lot last week, and they're kind of not in order here. Here we go. Okay, last week's giveaways. I have already commented on all the winners' comments, so get in touch with me and we'll get these out. So last week we had 6 giveaways. The first 2 were donated by Carla at Cobweb Corner. Always a huge thank you to Carla. So this was Flirting by Plum Street. The winner of this is Barb Hansen. This one I love. Winter Valentine by the Blue Flower. This went to Linda Spost. Amanda May at Ardith Design sent me a couple of her new releases to give away. Her charts are so quirky and fun. I will link her Flosstube. Speaking of quirky and fun, I will link her Flosstube below as well. So we had the crab, which goes to Susan Resnick, and Flamingos, that she includes the glittery floss, and that goes to Terry Lane. So thank you, Amanda May, for those. And then Chelsea Olesh, who also has a floss tube that I will link below, she had sent me a couple charts that she had to give away. This Fox and Rabbit with the needle minder is Carol Baldwin. And then this giant full coverage swan is Karen Word. I thought that said Ward, but it's Word, I think. Karen, I already commented on your comment. We'll see how good my handwriting was. So there is those. All right. So now we have some giveaways for this week. I hit 8,000 subscribers this week, which literally blows my mind. I thought when I started this, and I don't know how many years ago it was, like 5, 6, I don't know. Longer than I thought I would be doing these. And I thought I'd have like 80 subscribers. So thank you to all of you that subscribe, that watch every video, that comment. It's been such an amazing experience getting to know different stitchers. I've met some great, great friends through Flosstube. I'm glad I took the leap to make these videos. It's really been fantastic, especially last year during COVID, right? When everything was shut down and then we were chatting on Zoom, and I was chatting not only with my local friends, right? But, you know, Misty and Barbie and I would have a chat, and Carla and I would Zoom. And it was just so nice to be able to talk with people about something you're both so passionate about from across the country. So thank you. So I have 5 things this week. And this week we're just gonna go by numbers. That's not how I normally do it, but we're just gonna go by numbers. So just put like the numeral, and that's what I'll search with. Standard giveaways, please don't say giveaway or win. Be over 18 so you can legally give me your address. I'd appreciate it if you're a subscriber, if you're not. So the first 2 are from Carla at Cobweb Corner. Carla's been doing giveaways with me for like 2 years, year and a half. It's been a long time. I picked 2 wintry ones this time. So number 1 is First Frost from Hands On Design. This is number 1. Number 2 is Festive Little Fobs Winter Edition from Heartstring Samplery. That's number 2. The next 2 were also donated by Chelsea Olesh. She had sent some things in. I saved these for this week. So we have number 3 is a Mill Hill Owl Kit, and it's a Mill Hill, so it has all the things. Those beads would be no fun to separate, but all the things are in there. So number 3, and then number 4, she had made a project bag that she said turned out a little bigger than what she wanted. So she sent it in case someone else would like it. It's beautiful. It's very well made. It's nice and squishy. So this is number 4. Those giveaways I will send anywhere. So location doesn't matter. For number 5, I am going to say US only because of the postal system, and I don't want something to get lost. I will do a finish. I did this at 5,000 giveaways, I think. I don't know, I've done this before. So I will do a finish of a small, a pillow, an ornament, a strawberry. We'll figure it out if you're the winner. So US only, if you're interested in that, say number 5. You'll mail it to me, I'll finish it, mail it back. Hopefully it won't get lost. So that's number 5. And then for everybody, as a thank you, I have a new freebie. So this is my Halloween freebie. I called it Ghosts and Goblins. So I stitched this on 14 count Monster Mash. It's a Picture This Plus color. It's green. I kind of placed it so that I'd get some of that black and my ghost would really show up. The fabric is from a line called Midnight Magic, and I got it on Etsy, and it was perfect. And then I used one of those loop pins, and I had a little ghost charm that I stuck on there. This is just a piece of ribbon. So here it is. I will put the PDF for this in my link tree. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. I'll put the PDF in there today, so it will be there. I'd love to see what you guys do with it, because every time I release something, they're so simple, yet everyone does them so differently, which is great. Different fabrics, different colors, people add things, people do different things, and I think, well, I wish I'd have done that. So they're always fun to watch. So let me know. I hope you guys like it. That one was fun to stitch, and it stitched up pretty quick. I used black, white, and then I did use a toile for the little sparkly bits. A purple, I think it's 550, and then 310, just to give it, you can't really tell, but that is it. Some videos lately, I feel like I haven't had much to say, and then this one I was chatty. I don't really have any plans. Keep going with that berry and with Winter Wonderland. I'm sure I'll have some new starts thrown in because I'm itching for the new starts. I won't get Winter Wonderland done in 2 weeks. There'll be small starts until then, I have a feeling. So, hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.